Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to the podcast. Well, actually, there's a lot of them, but welcome to our podcast on planet Goddang Earth, where we review anything and everything as long as it was made from a comic book. This is Rundown Reviews.
That's even a little loose because we've had a video game one already, and we're gonna do video games eventually in the future. So yeah.
Listen, I wrote that intro for you. That was original and everything, okay?
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Chuck. I really do.
I, of course, am your host, the little John who shot the sheriff, Big Chuck. And I am joined once again by the actual host of the Comic Book Rundown, presenting Rundown Reviews here at the Professional Casual Network. The one, the only, who's officially now dead to me once again because you made me watch this just absolute abomination of a movie. Joe Janero. Joe, welcome to your own show.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Chuck. I really do. Ron will be with us shortly. He apparently
had to put pants on.
He had to, which again, we're not really showing people. I mean, I don't want to see his dick. I've seen enough. But
I'm not totally surprised by that because Ron seems like a guy, says he's not here to defend himself, who just thinks that like casual nudity is just okay in any like.
Ron and I have been friends for, and I was talking with my girlfriend about this today, for well over 20 years. Look, we're friends, okay? It's one of those things.
I get it, yeah. But I've never seen Tim's penis, but sure, I get it, whatever. But that's you know what? It's because we're contractually obligated.
Have you been friends with Tim since high school? Because we have.
On and off, yes. I would actually probably longer on and off since high school. But again, contractually obligated. So like it's a lot different. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But today we are covering. We just watched Steel from 1997. And Chuck, you, sir, have some thoughts. Now, but we were talking before we hit record. We both have seen this movie. We both enjoyed this movie when we were kids. And then we both have varying thoughts now. And let's go ahead and hop into it.
Okay. So I remember renting this movie on VHS from my local video store. And I remember having it. I think I rented it. It had been out for about a year, I think, at that point, because I had it for a 5-day rental. And I watched it 5 times. And I loved it. And I remember thinking, like, yo, Steel is so cool. Shaq is, like, rad. The hammer is super dope. Like, I just remember thinking, like, oh, this is a good movie. And even as a child, it was, like, okay, but it wasn't. Like, it was a good child movie, right? Yeah. But it wasn't. I guess I just didn't know what good was yet or something. And then I rewatched it not that long ago.
Yeah, I think it's 2 months ago.
Yeah, because I was in one of those, like, I'm going to watch a bunch of, like, 90s movies that are on HBO Max. So I, from my childhood, right?
Yeah.
And Steel was one of those movies. And I remember watching it and thinking, I remember this movie. Well, it's not great, but I'm going to have it on in the background and just kind of pay attention to it. And I think I was painting at the time or something like that. But then you made me sit down and actually pay attention to this abortion of a movie. This absolute unbelievable abomination. What I can only describe as an absolute clusterfuck of anything that could be conceivably considered cinema. The absolute anal discharge of Warner Brothers dropped onto film and put in front of me for what, 2 hours?
Hour and a half.
Roughly 2 hours. Felt like an eternity, to be totally honest.
I'll agree with that.
I paused it a lot and I was doing other things. So it took me like 3 hours to watch it, but I was in and out like constantly.
I had somebody watch the movie with me. Now, mind you, they sat there for the entirety of the movie.
Hey, Rod's here, guys.
And the first question was, hey, what is the plot of this movie?
Oh,
And
that
I'm
was
like,
the first question?
I don't actually know what the plot of this
who
movie
was
is.
it? Who was it that sat with you? Who was the
Scarlett. It was Scarlett. She was sitting there with me.
Oh, they
I
were
tried getting the boys
questioning.
to watch it with me, and they were both
Oh,
like,
so they-
yeah, it doesn't even sound good, so no.
All right, so they have common sense. Now, question: are they questioning your relationship with you now that you dragged them to this absolute, unbelievably disgusting example of an amazing comic book character?
Oh no, the boys left before I even started the movie, so.
No, I know, but the person that you actually
Scarlett,
made sit there and watch, are they questioning?
Oh,
their,
I didn't make her sit there and watch. She was just sitting there playing on her phone, and I was like, hey, I'm going to start this movie. It's going to be bad. And then they sat there and watched it with me. And
but you still, through osmosis, subjected them to this absolute just dumpster fire in a car crash hit by a train of film cinema.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. Do you not love this person? Do you not care for this person's well-being?
I mean, are you talking directly to Joey about us, or?
I'm talking. Listen, Joey's dead to me. I've made that very clear at the beginning of this show. Okay, Joey is Joey is 6 feet in the goddamn ground, buried under any copy of this movie I can ever find.
Oh
okay?
no, not again.
This is one of the worst things I've watched a lot of really bad movies. I've watched movies that people told me, hey, it's so bad that it's good. This is just bad. It's not.
We've seen a lot of bad movies on this
100%.
Right. This was objectively, and I mean this with absolutely full offense, one of the worst things you've ever subjected me to.
Oof. Okay.
Like, I'm not going to disagree with him on that, because like I was going into this movie hoping it was going to be like the haha, I get to make fun of this the whole time bad, and it was just
before around.
I've seen it like when I was a kid. Like,
okay, did you like it when you were a kid?
You know, I remember not thinking it was all that great as a kid, but I didn't think it was this bad. And then I watched it yesterday, and I was like, I don't know how I ever found anything interesting. Okay, I take it back. There's one thing that was interesting in this, and it's a quote, and that quote is, "Well, I'll be dipped in shit and rolled in breadcrumbs."
Thank you, Shaft.
And that is the only part of this movie that was good, except for the one part where he was also like, thought I smelt some nuts roasting when those guys are stuck in the tank and, it's all like heated up and shit. But other than that, like the plot was loosely like there maybe, but Judd Nelson being a bad guy is great because he looks like a fucking dickbag. I don't understand.
Even then, Judd Nelson, this is like someone like I was expecting Judd when I forgot that Judd Nelson was in this. So when I saw Judd Nelson's name come up in the opening credits, I went, "Oh shit, RJ's in this? Oh shit, Judd Nelson's in this?" Like Judd Nelson's a legitimately good actor who's done amazing things. And this is like you could tell that he didn't want to be a part of this. He literally
didn't read
did it
the
for a
script
paycheck
until that day.
Yeah, oh for sure.
And then he was like,
he had no idea.
He's like, okay, I can do this.
This is such a bad movie that when I Googled Judd Nelson's feelings about being on Steel, nothing comes up because he doesn't talk about it. That's how bad you know it is. When they refuse to talk about something, when it's bad and they're just like, oh yeah, like George Clooney apologizing for bat nipples, right? That allows us to accept the idea that it was bad, but we still enjoyed it.
Like I know
Judd Nelson,
Red Brown for the Captain America movies, he talks about it. That's a highlight of his career.
Yeah, but what else has he been in?
Absolutely,
exactly. Yeah,
look at this movie. Like when I look at, so we're gonna cover it soon, but Toxic Avenger, it's bad, it's offensive, it's all of those things, right? But they know what they were making, and they were just like, as it ages, they like apologize for it, and they like, yeah, like we see the humor in this too, this and that, and everything else. Nobody's apologizing for this movie. Shaq is still proud of this. He thinks that he did a good job.
he's had like 3 acting jobs that I can think of off the top of my head. This, Kazam, and what, Blue Chips, I believe is the other one. Like he doesn't act. So
But Kazam's still better.
Say what?
Kazam's way better.
Have you watched Kazam recently?
No,
not really, but I remember it being better than whatever the hell this thing was.
This is definitely better. I watched it like 2 years ago. I watched it, legitimately sat down, watched it 2 years ago because it was on Disney Plus. It is not a great movie. It is. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. This
Joey,
one, what?
Today we did tastings, flavors and flavorings in my class. Okay, in my lecture.
hot.
And I went to go sniff cayenne and got an entire jar of it whiffed up my nose. And it hurt and it burned. And I would rather do that for an hour and a half than watch this fucking movie again.
I'm not okay. Fine. Look,
this is the worst thing you've ever made me watch. I would rather watch Howard the Duck with Ron in the state that we talked about before he came on the show than watch this movie again. Okay? Ron, you're going to have to listen to the episode to know what we were talking about.
God damn it.
You're going to miss like 5 minutes. It's fine.
It's fine.
You listen to it.
Ron, I just want you to know that I accept you for who you are. And it's good in my book. It's fine in my book, okay?
Look, first off, fuck you both, because now I have to wait like a month and a half for this shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I was a good friend, I would like just isolate that and send it to you. I don't give a shit.
No, he's not gonna do that. No. That's what happens when you show up late. You gotta wait now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we only got a limited time. I got another recording after this.
Oh,
he's a busy man.
So that's what happens when you show up late. I'm gonna remember that. All right.
Early is on time. On time is late. Late gets you things said about you that may or not be true until you confirm them and otherwise. Okay, that's how the show works. Everybody knows that.
Oh man! All right, so let's talk for people who have never seen the movie. Let's
good on you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, smart people.
Let's do a quick little rundown of the plot.
Okay, so here's a recap of the plot.
There you go.
Shaq and Judd Nelson and this hot chick are all in the army. Judd Nelson's a bad guy right from the beginning. He does bad guy things because he's a bad guy. He kills some lady, almost kills.
Senator at that.
Yeah, he kills a senator. He almost kills the hot chick, Sparky. Gets now, mind you, he kills a senator, and all he gets is a dishonorable discharge. That's it.
I mean, it's the 90s. They didn't care about senators back then.
Oh, come on. We've seen one movie that
it was the 90s. This was a military propaganda movie, so an honorable discharge is the worst thing that you could ever get.
That's actually
okay.
True.
But regardless, so they both get kicked out. Ironically enough, they both live.
No. Judd
he gets kicked out,
and then Shaq is like, my tour is done. Yeah, I'm not re-upping, basically.
So he goes back home, which is also where Judd Nelson lives, right?
Yeah, that was.
Apparently, they were both from the same hood or whatever.
Literally, did you not know how hood Judd Nelson was?
After Breakfast Club, I guess I could see that, but I always thought he was like hood in Illinois, not hood in like LA.
Yeah,
LA.
No, Judd Nelson legit looks like somebody who had grown up in LA. Like just his face looks like.
Are you talking about how he's misshapen? Like somebody dropped him on the floor?
Yeah. He looks, honestly, they kind of fucked up when they didn't cast him for Jigsaw in any of the Punisher like movies. Like he legitimately looks like somebody who had his face like ripped apart and then put back together.
But anyways, so they go back home. Judd starts working with this old buddy of his that now does like weapon laundering. I don't know. He sells weapons.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that anymore. He just sells video games. He's out of the business. And then Judd Nelson comes in. He's like, "Hey, I heard you sell guns again." He's like, "No." Well, guess what? You're gonna now. I got the greatest gun in the world. Like what? And then the lady was like, oh, this doesn't sound like a good idea. And the other guy, the bodyguard, was just like, you want me to fuck this dude up? He goes, no, let me hear him out. What? And what was wrong with that dude's face?
See, that's what you. Well,
That's
that
the
guy.
dude. The big dude is from Underworld.
Yeah, he's from Underworld. He was in a couple of episodes of like Charmed. He's a good actor. I've seen him in a ton of things.
No, he was fine. The other dude, the
dude that kept the toothpick in his mouth all the fucking time.
Yeah.
The dollar
Buddy
store
Dollar or something like
arcade.
That.
Yeah. Who that guy looked super familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on where I knew him from.
I could not find anything that I recognized.
I think he might look like a cheap Wish version of the Joker's right-hand man.
Yeah, but he
was from the first Batman movie.
Yeah, we saw him in Conan the Destroyer. Remember?
Yeah,
he was his the one guy that didn't need to be there.
He looks like the guy from Mask.
But anyways, Shaq is riding with his cop friend because he's got a cop friend for a little bit.
Well, he's Army, so it makes sense.
Anyways, and they see a robbery go down. So Shaq runs out, saves some cop from getting shot or something. I don't know.
Actually, doesn't save him, but they're probably my kill count.
Then we have the slowest chase scene ever.
Shaq don't run, and it shows.
No, and it shows. Like, I'm sorry, but as slow as Shaq was moving, even though, like every step he takes is like 18 feet, there's no way he would have ever caught that kid.
Pounds. That man he cannot.
He's an elephant.
He's an elephant. 300 some pounds. He just doesn't move quick.
Yeah.
And that guy was like, the guy he was chasing was super skinny. Could have gotten away. Super easy.
Look, hood rats know how to run, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
And anyways, slow as chase. And then Shaq gets shot with this gun that's killed everybody else that's been shot with it, but he's okay.
Just shot in the shoulder.
And nothing happens.
Well, it knocks him out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nobody
He wakes
dies.
up and he decides that, hey, I need to go get Sparky, and then I need to have her work with me, and then I need to make this set of armor so I can fight these guys, and so everything ricochets off this armor, even though we watched the shit cut through fucking steel.
The laser cut through steel, not the one shot.
Oh, that's right. So the sonic blast that can knock down 2 walls, right?
Yeah.
But hits his armor, which would reverberate him, does not kill him.
It would have launched him to the fucking moon.
It's not even that, though. What? If it would have hit him, okay, you know how bells work? He's inside of a big, huge bell. You smack the side of a bell, and like his insides would have just been turned to jelly after like the
liquefied. He would have been liquefied, Joe. And you made me spend $3 on this movie.
I had credit, so I didn't pay anything for it.
Oh, if I do the I get $1 like credit that I can use it towards this bullshit.
I do that all the time. It's nice.
Oh, I didn't think about that because I was like, I want it 2 days before this time. I guess I won't. Now I'm going to because you're gonna watch me watch this garbage.
Ooh, also during the chase scene, the kid shoots the fucking train car, right? Yeah. With the laser and with the blaster thing, and it starts falling over. Shaq is like this far from this end of the train, and he's like this far from the door. And instead of rolling once to roll out from underneath it, he rolls like 45 times to get inside the door of the train car.
It's more dramatic. Which, again, the man's 7 foot tall. I don't know how big those openings are, but I also feel like
10 foot usually.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't play around trains a lot, so I don't know.
Oh, so they're usually the same dimensions as semi trailers.
I did play around a lot of semi trailers for many years.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Old job.
Necessity.
Oh, I thought you were just some type of latchkey kid running around just hopping in trailers. Like, what are you doing?
I'm the boxcar.
That's where the guy with the puppies and the candy was.
Really good. It was Reese's Pieces. So yeah, okay. So then from this point on, he goes to get Sparky.
He also breaks a payphone. Like, the amount of laws that Shaq broke
Dude, the guy.
It's okay because he loves the police because the police are the best thing ever. Okay, so it's
that's
okay.
another
He
thing.
can do whatever the hell he wants.
How did a black dude show up at a crime scene and he didn't get shot?
It was the 90s. That's why.
No, they just didn't report
they
it
don't
back
get-
in the 90s.
Well, they also didn't shoot him. They would just all gang up and beat him with a stick. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah. They actually,
I
realistically, were probably trying to change a lot. You know what I mean? Like they were trying to to make this big political statement with this horrific abomination.
Can we also talk about how Shaq absolutely kidnapped Sparky from the VA hospital?
100%.
She's in the hospital. She got.
No, I don't want to go. No, put me down. No.
And everybody's clapping. Everybody's just happy that she's leaving.
Maybe she was a huge cunt while she was there. I don't know.
She just sat and looked out the window. Also, he destroyed that window. He if you actually see it afterwards, instead of just opening it like normal people, he had taken it out of the bricks
frame. Yeah,
he destroyed that thing.
Well, when you're Shaq, you don't open windows. You open walls.
You don't really do a lot. Yeah, I do like the when Shaq destroyed that payphone. The guy walking down the street with that look on his face, like what? Like what just happened? Like it was just a really, really funny look. I just wanted to point that out.
What's the timeline that she was in the hospital for? Did we actually get any idea?
That's
about 2 days.
No. But that's the other thing. We don't have an actual timeline for this movie in general because when he leaves the army, she is all cut up. Obviously, she had just gotten
crushed.
Diagnosed, whatever.
Spinal damage. He could tell that she had spinal damage.
And that's because he's tapped that spine enough times to know.
Probably.
Unconsensually, from my guess, from the vibe that I was getting.
I don't know. She was pretty into it, too. Especially by the end. Yeah, because we have the demonstration in the beginning, and then, the next scene is the court-martial, and the next scene is him in civvies saying bye to her in the hospital. And then next time we see him, he's on a bus?
Plane?
Yeah. He's on a bus. He's on a plane. Judd Nelson comes into LA by plane.
That's right. Judd Nelson came on the plane.
Yeah,
I've heard that story.
The time frame is never specified.
He doesn't have a wife.
Damn.
So I would say a couple months, maybe. This is from the beginning of the movie to this point in time. The other problem is that's 30 minutes into the movie, and they don't ever actually explain the time at all, which is terrible.
Well, I mean, it just goes along with the rest of the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
But okay, exactly. The rest of the theme of this movie, I have a lot of fucking questions when it comes to shit like this, because it's they know that they are building a great possible story, right? This character had just come out, the development of Steel.
93, so he'd been out for 4 years by the time this movie came out.
Okay, a beloved character. Anybody who actually knows who Steel is, right? Anybody, fans that I know of Superman are yeah, Steel is amazing. Steel's a really, really great character and development, and his concept of what he is. Did you finally click on the link? I
finally clicked on the link.
Yeah,
oh, shit,
that's who he reminded me of. I just couldn't remember who.
Wow.
So we have this really great, we have 4 years of story writing. That's who he reminded me of. It took me a minute. But we have this great character build, right? Of 4 years. And I know, I know that they don't with movies, especially Warner Brothers, has this unbelievable ability to not draw a single fucking notion from its source material other than its branding and its names, and that's about it, right? Because
pull from his origin. John Henry Irons in the comics was the weapons developer for the army. Then he found out his weapons.
Wow, one thing, Joe. One absolute MacGuffin
being used on the street, and he left and was gonna fight against it.
Cool. And he had a hammer, right? Because every
hammer of
John
steel, yeah.
What's Nuts have to have a hammer. That was like its whole
Character of
stupid
Steel
thing.
in the comics, when he came into being during the Death of Superman run, was amazing. He looked awesome.
Yeah, he still looks awesome.
And the character, like I am currently watching Superman Lois on CW for my other podcast.
Are you talking about the Adventures of Lois and Clark?
No,
or whatever.
Nope, the
No,
new
there's a new
show
one.
called Superman Lois. And
Wait, there's a new show?
Steel is in that, yes, and he is awesome in that, and his hammer is amazing in that.
Joey likes Steel's hammer.
I do like.
I knew it.
It's a metaphor for his penis. That's why.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you.
You're welcome. Some people just skirt around it. I'm just like, boom, there's the joke.
Well, we have to honor Pony's request from Discord. We have to talk about the steel hammer stuff.
Yep, 100%.
Can we talk about how sad the shaft of that hammer was? I don't know how he got his hand around it, but
who builds a hammer like that?
That's what I'm saying.
More than you could do more than just slam with it or whatever the fuck she said. But like, cool.
But she really wanted to be slammed with his hammer.
Yeah, apparently. Well, regardless of whether she actually wants to or not, she probably did, since he doesn't believe in consent at all.
I mean, that's fair. Plus, it's not like she's gonna feel anything from the waist down, so he was probably just like, Shaq was the little dude behind the tree, like.
That's just all kinds of wrong.
No, all kinds of wrong was making me watch this from the start. You brought this up yourself, Joe Janero.
You could have said no. You could have bowed out of this recording.
I do this for the ones of fans that you have, Joe. They are here for me and my hot takes. Unfortunately, this is not what they're getting. They're gonna get Elite Eight Showdown level heater rants. That's what they're gonna get today. Elite Eight Showdown still on all podcasting platforms.
That's true. It is.
Yeah.
All right. So
So anyway, he has a hammer that's a fucking gun. Go ahead.
He makes his suit.
And a magnet. Super magnet.
Yeah. Was that a thing? Was like any part of the hammer other than the fact that it's a hammer? Was anything from the comic?
So I don't fully know from his comic run if his hammer ever turned into a gun. But I do believe he had magnetism insinuated into it at one point in time.
Did he ever attach it to the front of a bike and then make handles pop out of the hammerhead?
So he never really had to...
and then almost kill a guy by lasering him in half? Right? There was a dude standing right beside that truck when he decided to fucking laser it. Like, the dude jumps down off the door of the truck, and then it fucking lasers.
Where that hammer was set up and the laser was coming was lower than what they actually showed. So
yeah, he cut that guy in half, but they fucking edited it so he still looked like a hero.
Yeah.
Just like all the raccoons inside that dumpster that he landed on and killed. Did you count those in your kill count?
I didn't.
Yeah, you better count those. It technically is only one though. It's a dumpster, so it's only.
Oh shit, that's right. Yep.
I was I didn't see any scurrying out, but that's because he crushed them. So.
You just see the one raccoon hand come up to the top, grab a hold of the edge of it, and then it slowly scratches its way back down.
Steel 2 is like Revenge of the Zombie Raccoons, and it's just Shaq beating the shit out of hordes of zombie raccoons.
I would pay to watch that.
I would rather watch that. Give me that. Somebody make the animated version of Steel versus Zombie Raccoons, and I'll watch that all day and review it.
That'd be a lot of fun. We skipped over his grandma, whom I love her. She's a great character, a great actress. I've seen her in the what was it? Oh shit, what was it?
I don't know.
With her and Tom Hanks, and you gotta look that one up. Hold on a minute.
Green Mile.
Lady Killers. The Lady Killers. Have either one of you ever seen The Lady Killers?
No.
Dude, it's such a great movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's all right.
Do they kill ladies?
It's a good movie.
No, actually, they all die.
Do they slay the pussy?
No, because they're actually in the house with this old lady and a couple.
They're banging just the old lady.
They're not
just running a Man of Steel train right on him. You know?
They're Forrest Gump and this old lady. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, 100%.
He's slapping her on like Wilson. Anyways, what were we talking about?
You want to go to the volcano, or
I definitely got lost in translation. Wait, was he in that?
I don't know. What was that one movie where he's chasing after Leonardo DiCaprio?
Catch Me If You Can. She was catching something, mainly penis. Joe, what?
So was that Tom Hanks?
Fuck, I don't know. It could have been.
Oh no, I just said he was lost in translation too. I don't know.
What was?
You know what? I wish that Tom Hanks was in Steel, because then I at least would have enjoyed it.
We know the old lady got mail.
Hammer. Could you imagine if Tom Hanks was the Hammer in this movie? That's the entire premise. Same exact thing, but we just put in Tom Hanks as the Hammer.
Except him yelling like Turner and Hooch. Oh God, come on! Anyways, so the old lady. Okay, this movie has to take place in like a year's span of time,
because at the very end she
has a fucking restaurant
at her house.
Yeah,
her house. Like how?
I don't know, but I bet you it's not zoned properly.
Oh, I guarantee it's not.
Not up to health code either.
Yeah.
Nah, Shaq lives upstairs. It's definitely not up to health code.
All right, so there is one scene that always bugged me, even the first
one scene.
Just go.
I'm listening. Okay, go ahead.
Calm down. The scene where Sparks is reaching for something and falls out of her chair, and that bugged me only because, especially bugged me this time around,
because the floor was so clean in a junkyard.
No, it bugged me because I'm pretty sure she would.
Yeah, that was the cleanest junkyard I've ever seen.
You're not wrong. I'm pretty sure between her physical therapy at the hospital when she got you start getting better, and then the other hospital in St. Louis. Plus, can we talk about the fact of how quickly John Henry got from LA to St. Louis?
Dude, I already told you he takes mile-long steps. Like,
either way, no, just like I feel like she would have
had a little bit more upper body strength.
A little bit, like had known her limits. I'm not saying she needs to have limits, but like she wouldn't have scooted purposely to the edge of the seat and then reached and then fallen. Like,
more importantly, can we talk about how Shaq laughs at her the whole time that she's like, trying to pick herself up off the floor? And you can tell that he's an abusive boyfriend because he stops the old guy from trying to help her up, and he's like, "No, let that bitch suffer."
Oh my God! So he removes her from a hospital that she needs to be in, and everybody applauds him for unconsensually taking her literally and taking her someplace. And then when she actually needs his help, when he could actually be a good person and a good partner, what does he do? Oh, she's got to do it herself. It can't be helping her all the time. You know, this is empowering. Fuck you, Shaq. Fuck everything you stand for, because that woman damn near almost face planted. And then what does she do? Thank you, man.
That's how you know she's been in an abusive relationship. That's how you know she's been in an abusive relationship, right there. She thanks him for it. Can we also talk about her wheelchair at the end of the movie? She had more fucking firepower in her wheelchair than everybody in that entire place all together.
Good. They should.
And she shot Shaq twice.
And women should be strapped with heat because men are out here trying to just hold them down. Take them unconsensually from hospitals that they need to be in. Okay.
Allegedly, her
arm yourselves. Arm all of yourselves.
To be similar to.
You proud, Joe? You caused all this.
I can tell.
Did you say she's supposed to be Oracle?
She was supposed to be similar to Oracle from the comics.
Why?
Because hey, wait. So does that mean that the Joker actually blew out her spine too?
I said similar, not one for one.
So let me understand this. Is this a character that's in the comics?
Oracle or Sparks?
Sparks.
Sparky.
I think she shows up later. Let me double check the trivia on that one.
Because if she's a character
nope, she is literally just based off of Oracle.
is
Cool. So they designed this fucking character that didn't even need to be in here. It has absolutely zero actual, like, other than just being a love interest and weapons development or whatever bullshit that they decided to also give her for this role in the movie, other than conquering her own things, her own like character flaws and things like that, and trying to overcome them, and then giving the credit to Shaq for it
abusive
because he
relationship.
empowered her. Yeah, he empowered her and made her a better person and all this bullshit. And it's based off a character from a different like book that didn't even need to be in here. Dumb. You know what? Reverse it. Paralyze her from the waist up. Make her do everything with her feet. Then I would have enjoyed this better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm smart, Joe. Give me the pen. Warner Brothers, I'll write your shit.
Fun little side note. Oh, should we finish actually describing the movie, or we want to?
I thought we did.
Well, we didn't get to the end when.
Oh, the great climactic ending
starts like basically giving all these weapons out to everybody, and
here's the thing I didn't
like the
understand.
Nazis.
Basically,
yeah. This is what I didn't understand. If this character is supposed to be associated with Superman, they literally show the tattoo on Shaq's arm that says it has the Superman symbol and Man of Steel, and they have the rights to it. Why wasn't it on the front of the fucking suit, Joe?
So this was supposed to be standalone because they never actually say Superman ever. They do reference Man of Steel.
It is an iconic symbol.
It is, but this character, Steel, this movie, is not connected to the other Superman movies that have come out.
Then why show the tattoo at all?
Yeah,
because that's Shaq's tattoo, and he probably lobbied to show it. I don't know,
but
they shouldn't have. They should have covered it up. But
they should have done anything. They should have never referenced it. It wasn't like it was like this gorgeous over the top tattoo anyway.
Yeah,
like it was mediocre at
he
best.
got back in the 90s. That's like terrible.
Yeah, it was a classic 90s tattoo. You know what I mean? So like, why focus on it? Why make it the thing if you aren't then going to full send it onto the suit?
I don't know, because he's had in the comics he has the S on the suit. And it looks good at times.
Yeah, because isn't he supposed to be like a substitute Superman for a bit?
Yeah, for a little bit. During the
when they make Super Corp or whatever.
What?
Don't they make like a Super Corp after like Superman dies? Like all these other people are like, I'm going to be Superman now, and like the whole premise.
I mean, they don't make a corp. They all just kind of come about and it's like, I'm Superman. I'm Superman. Although Steel never actually said he was Superman. He just embodied his spirit. And went out from there. But
I'll take your word for it. I've never read any of it.
We'll get to it eventually in the comics, in comic rundown, maybe. Eventually, we'll see. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I wanted to enjoy this again. I really did.
I'm not done. I'm not done about the suit. Explain to me how this. Okay. Explain to me how this suit that is clearly looks like it's made out of like styrofoam.
Foam. Yeah. EVA foam.
He then still can't walk in it. The one time that you need to hire a stuntman and you have Shaq doing all his own bullshit.
The man's 7 foot tall. They couldn't find a stuntman 7 foot tall.
Doesn't matter. Put lifters. Nobody is going to be able to tell anyway. And if you want to talk about the humor in this movie, we get it. He can't make free throw shots. Why did you have to make 7.5 jokes?
Yeah, that was
overdone. Well overdone.
One was fine.
One would have been funny.
Very beginning.
The one at the beginning with Ray J was funny. That was good. I appreciated that. But then they just kept doing it.
They do it again with the trash can. They do it again, I think, another time. And then again at the very end with the grenade. Like, why?
Oh, because at the end with the grenade, he makes it.
Well, the grenade is bouncing around the hole, which it wasn't like it was.
It would have already exploded before they even decided to throw it.
Like it was horizontal. It shouldn't have been bouncing back and forth. It should have been like, oh, it bounced off there and then come back at that. Like, there's no way that would have bounced like it did. I don't know. You guys are definitely making me change my
I hate you, Joe Janero.
Look,
I hate you for making me ever watch this. Ron, you're my new best friend now.
Watched it a month ago.
Huh?
Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention to it, so it was okay.
I mean, in Chuck's defense, if I wouldn't have been paying attention, I think I would have given it a higher score than what I'm going to give it. So,
Ugh.
I hate everything about this. I hate this show. I hate that
hate
you brought me on here. Joe, you make me want to just like end it all, okay? Because of this movie. You have pushed me to my limits.
Wait. Did you look up to see what's-her-face's tits, though?
It wasn't even that great. I was a little disappointed. You hyped it up for me more than I thought you were.
I said there are only a few shots, but it wasn't bad. I said it was worth looking up.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's worth looking up, I'm at least gonna get like a solid like 3.5 out of 4, and I put it at a solid like 2.8.
Hey, that's still higher than the score I'm giving this movie. Heyo.
Actually, we should probably have. I mean, no, we shouldn't. But we should probably have like a boob rating score. At
I was
point.
literally just thinking that, but I don't think we should.
No.
That's
We shouldn't. I mean, we should. It'd be a lot more entertaining than this absolute just fucking.
I mean, we do have a boob
water.
count, but this movie didn't have any boobs in it, so.
Yeah.
What was this rated? PG?
Yeah. I think so.
I believe so.
Might have been PG-13 because they did say cuss words.
PG-13.
Get out of here. I hate this thing. I hate this. I hate all of this. I hate you, Joe. It's all your fault. And nobody else's.
Again.
Speaking of hating things, so what's the kill count? And did you count all the raccoons in the dumpster as one?
No, because I didn't see any raccoons.
That's because he crushed them all in the dumpster.
I know,
murdered! Turn them to dust, like my hopes and dreams when we started watching this.
So does Chuck's hopes and dreams count as one death?
That is one kill. Make it extra.
Fine, I'm putting it on the list. Chuck's
good.
Now
it's Chuck's hopes and dreams.
12? There were only 12 deaths?
Yeah, there really wasn't that much.
Did you count all the guys that got shot? And did you count the two? Did you count the two guys that Shaq dropped the fucking huge ass pieces of rock from the building on? When they were in the bank or in the Federal Reserve, and he was shooting at the rocks above their head, and then dropped the wall on top of those two dudes. You counted those as deaths, right?
They got away.
There's no way in hell those guys got away.
Yeah, no, they got away.
They dragged the bodies away, maybe.
Maybe, but then Slots gets shot like 5 times and gets carried, like runs off. So they were like pretty impervious.
What's the nuts?
It's because it wasn't cops shooting him.
Ouch. What's the what?
What's the nut roasting count in this?
I think it was 10.
Was it 10?
I think it was 10 because there were 5 guys inside that tank. Now, what 5 guys were doing inside that?
Now, question though. Here's the question. Is it 1 per sack? Or do you count each individual nut?
I was counting each individual nut.
I counted as 1 because it's 1 tank.
Ooh. He's got a point. Fuck!
No, that only applies to kill counts. That only applies to kill counts.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, because that makes sense because 2 tits can be in the same shirt.
Exactly. We've been over this.
If it's a bathroom full of tits, you have to count all the tits.
That's true.
So it makes sense. So yeah. So you have to count each nut in the sack.
Are 1, 2, whereas nut sacks are 1.
But nuts themselves, because he says he's supposed to roasting nuts.
Hypothetically speaking, I can roast only 1 nut if I wanted to.
That's true.
That's true.
That's canon. We just said it.
Yeah.
Anyways, kill count. What was the kill count? 12?
12 with Chuck's hopes and dreams.
Okay.
That's about right.
Then we're on to bingo.
So obviously we have unexplainable science. It's basically anything scientific in this movie was unexplainable. We have comic book logic because of everything else. Government interference, of course. Identity revealed to a villain, although I don't know if it counts since he knew it was him the whole fucking time, because who else is a 7 foot tall fucking black dude that's going to be knowing how to use all this weaponry and shit?
It doesn't even cover his face. The helmet doesn't make any sense.
It's so he didn't get shot in the head. But he could get shot in the mouth. I'm sure he took a couple shots in the mouth.
It doesn't, like, the design of the helmet, like, doesn't cover his face up enough.
But it fits the contours of his face, and that's what worries me. Because you know what that means? That means that, like, he would have to smash that thing over his head just to get it on. Because it didn't have rivets and shit. It was one whole piece.
True.
We also have identity revealed to a friend because, like, his grandma at the end knows it's him.
Well, yeah, but it also got revealed to his brother.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, too. Because his brother's a fucking dipshit and didn't realize that he was Steel.
Again, 7 foot tall man.
We have the hero kills.
Yep.
Because he kills a lot of people.
He kills the one guy at the very end, yep.
And the two guys with the rocks.
Nope. Doesn't count.
And Chuck's hopes and dreams.
All those raccoons and
all the raccoons. Thank you. This still counts as one kill. Huh?
They're not in a trench coat. They're not people.
There were some sexual innuendos.
Not true. We counted the camels.
That's
true. In a trench coat? No, I count those as an animal kill and not people kill.
But it's just a kill count. We don't. It doesn't say people kill, and this is hero kills. It doesn't say hero kills people. It just says hero kills.
That's true.
When fucking Jay steps on a bug, that counts as hero kills. Okay. Men in Black, you know, it counts. All right.
It counts.
Sexual innuendo, and then I count that fucking stupid chase scene as a Scooby-Doo chase scene because he literally is like running through trains back and forth. Like there's no way that doesn't count. So we did get a bingo, and that's the only achievement that this movie has actually gotten.
That chase scene. Okay, wait. That chase scene.
Yeah.
He scales the fence. The bad guy scales the fence. The, like, train worker is like, hey, what are you doing? He punches him in the face and, like, knocks him down. Then picks him back up only to punch him again. He was already out. Why did he shake him up?
It wasn't a chain driver. That guy was actually Chumbawamba.
That makes sense. You know what? Actually makes sense now.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That tracks.
And then he just daintily falls onto the track.
Right, he didn't even smack his head on the bar. Like, he's like, oh no, I am tired now.
He daintily falls on it with the slowest moving train.
That was a train. That was just a cart. So they were shunting carts, which is where, like, a locomotive, like, pushes it. It's like when you get the running cart, start with your cart, and then you let it go into the cart corral. That's what they were doing with those.
It still wouldn't have crushed him. It wasn't going to get anywhere near him. And then Shaq had to think about it. He was like, oh, should I save this guy? Should I do this? What's happening?
Well, he was actually wondering if he was going to get his nuts caught on the razor wire at the top of the fence.
I actually don't remember. Did he jump over the fence or did he rip a hole in it?
He ripped a hole in one of the fences, but this fence he actually jumped over. But they didn't show it. We just have to assume he jumped over it.
Right.
Well, there was the one where he, like, I think the first little barrier or the railing that he scaled down, and he literally just, like, falls over and, like, puts his hand on the ground and then gets all the way over. Like, he was...
Dude, okay, Shaq is like an elephant, okay? Elephants can't pick up all their feet at the same time, which is why they can't gallop, because they'll break something. Shaq is the same thing, okay? He can't pick up both of his feet off the ground. One has to be on the ground at all times, which is why he can't run. It's why he can't really jump, and it's why he can't, scale down the fence like everybody else did. He has to have one of his fucking paws on the ground at all times.
I will say this, props to him for his memorization skills. Apparently, he got the script for this movie during the summer while he was at the 96 Olympics.
Oh, see, he didn't actually memorize it. Every one of his co-stars had, like, his lines written, like, on their, like, little things stuck to them, and that's why he's always going.
I don't even think that. I think that they were telling, like, in the distance, going, okay, now you say this.
Ooh, it was his earpiece.
Trying to listen.
It was
he
his
was trying to
earpiece. They were
listen to
reading
what
it to him
they
in there, and then he's like,
and then he improv'd all of it. Like that's the kicker of the whole fucking thing.
"Well, that's because he actually needed a hearing aid."
They're like exactly, and then they were like, "Well, we just go with it. Who cares? We need to make as much money as possible, so we're not doing retakes on anything."
You know what I forgot to mention was the Arnold voice changer at the very end.
Arnold, you're going to find me in Cincinnati.
You know, more.
When did what?
They used a voice changer when the colonel calls him.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're trying to triangulate.
I must have blacked out. I don't even remember that part.
That was the only that was the best actor in the movie was Arnold reading those lines.
Because he even
probably got paid a shit ton of money to do it too. Good on Arnold.
All right, so
and you know what? Arnold just ran over a bicyclist, and fucking good. I hate bicyclists.
What the hell?
It said February.
Yeah, beginning of February. By the time this comes out, it's the end of March.
Okay, well, regardless, he ran over a bicyclist, and good, because they don't follow the fucking rules of the road anyway, and they just go wherever they want. Also, fuck you, Roy. That is a very specific reference to somebody that I may or may not work with who is very proud that they're a cyclist, but they drive me nuts. So cyclists are the worst. And if you're a cyclist, I hate you as much as I hate Joe Janero now.
Do I need to edit that name out by chance?
Nah, he just said the first name.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I will.
Hey, he's a cyclist. He's not going to listen to our show.
Good point. So I guess this brings us to the Spawn Cape Continuum.
There were special effects in this movie?
I don't think so. Well,
yeah, the lasers.
The lasers.
Those were real lasers?
The lasers.
Oh my god, they were so well done. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Any effects in this movie looked like trash. Absolute garbage. The lasers looked horrible. They were edited in poorly on a Windows 95.
So Fantastic Four
practical
from 1994.
Awful.
Same laser. Except it was green.
Still better than this moment for whatever reason. Nobody knows. Like the laser, first off, wouldn't really even show up like that. And how is it bigger than the point of which it's leaving?
Oh, so it's like you know when you use special moves in Street Fighter and shit, and it grows bigger than their hands. It's like that.
Sure.
Dumb and stupid, and I hate it. No, I'm not accepting that.
So you know when you play Marvel vs. Capcom and Cyclops shoots his eye blaster beams, but they come out like as big as half of his body?
Yeah, but that's cool, not stupid.
That's fair because it's Marvel, not DC.
Exactly, 100%.
All right, well, so
have you played the fighting game? I can't think what it's called now. The
Injustice.
DC, it's like no. Well, Injustice is all right, but no, it's like Warner Brothers IPs.
Oh, is it like Looney Tunes and shit?
Yeah, I can't think of the name now.
That sounds fantastic.
It's actually super rad. It's really good. It's like it plays a lot like Smash Bros. It's really good.
Yeah,
Shaggy's in it.
I know a couple friends have been playing it and they really enjoyed it. I haven't touched it yet, but
my only gripe with it is like it's a free game, but you have to pay to unlock the characters.
So
yeah.
So Chuck, tell us what your score is for this movie.
Yeah.
I am going to give this a negative 0.1.
Nope, can't do that.
Says who?
Says me.
Says who?
I mean, that is true. He actually does say it's on a scale from 1 to 10.
0 to 10.
Oh, is it 0 to 10? I thought we were on a scale from 1 to 10.
No, because you gave a 0.75 for a movie at one point in time.
Shit, what movie was that?
0. An entire 0.
I can't remember if that movie was. It couldn't have been worse than this. Okay, so
hold on, I can look it up. I don't remember.
Chuck gives it a negative 0.0.
Are you legit going 0?
Yeah, 0. This was nothing about this has any good redeeming quality. There is not. I didn't enjoy. At no point, this movie is bad for the sake of being bad. Nothing about this movie at any point when I was watching it for the apparently hour and a half that felt like in a goddamn eternity did I think, oh, this has any sort of redeeming quality. The acting is atrocious. Shaq, it's clearly they were just trying to find somebody who was huge at this time instead of finding an actual actor.
Well, so
when they have an endless number of amazing actors that they during this time that they could have put in, and they chose Shaq because Shaq was just really big, and the NBA at this time was really really big.
Well, I think they chose Shaq because yes, he was big, and they thought he could sell toys. Is kind of what it came down to.
When did Kazam come out?
95?
6? 95, something like that.
So after this movie. So they should have known how bad Kazam did on the toy market and realized that this no. Yes. So famously,
and Ron, it was Captain America too.
It's already gave it a 0.7. Sorry.
Kazam is like famously known for having like all of this merchandising that went out that nobody bought, and it ended up in this like insane landfill situation. It was a lot like the ET.
Like ET? Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like really, really bad. It's just hard to find because they keep wanting to give me Kazam bikes. The only thing I will say I bought Kazam shoes. They were Velcro and they lit up.
I think I have a video game. No, never mind. That's Shaq Fu. Never mind. I have Shaq Fu.
You know what? You know what I would have rather had? A highly offensive Shaq Fu movie. Give me Shaq Fu instead of this. I would have 1,000%. That would have been such a better movie than whatever this was. And there's no plot to Shaq Fu at all.
That's fair.
It's just Shaq fighting ninjas in the hood. Like that's all it needed to be.
Yeah. Ron, what do you got?
So, okay, after we looked back and I saw that I gave Captain America 79 a 0.7, I'm going to give this a 0.6 because I would watch Captain America 2 over this movie.
Ooh.
And that's mainly because, like Christopher Lee's in it. But this was garbage. Like, I was disappointed that it wasn't worse in a good way. It was just bad.
I was hoping, like I said, I hoped it was going to be better. I know the Shaq acting was terrible.
Shacting, yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. The whole third act was a mess. But I still think that there is a decent story you could take out of it. Like if they were to redo this, maybe with not Shaq, obviously. I think they could do something with it. It's never gonna happen.
It looks like it was dipped in shit and rolled in breadcrumbs. So
that doesn't surprise me one bit with you saying that. But I'm gonna give it a 3 because I know I have always been the outlier and I've always done like this is
damn.
It's not great. It's not a great movie. I still had fun with it, and I would have this on, but similar to what you had did last month, Chuck, and just have it on the background, not pay attention to it, and see a couple scenes pop up and like, oh, that's kind of cool, and then go off and do something else. This movie is
painful.
I don't want to say no one should watch it. I think it's a movie that I don't know, people could find enjoyable. Like I said, there's a few scenes. It's not, but it's not great. If we're being honest,
there's so many better bad movies that you'll get more enjoyment out of. That like this doesn't even deserve to be on that list. That's how
true.
bad this movie is.
And speaking of, this is definitely going to be
1.2
in that bad list category because it is
the second lowest we have.
Yep, combined score of 1.2, and it is number 57 out of 58 movies that we have covered.
Yeah, only to be defeated for the lowest spot by Captain America 2 from 79.
Yep.
And then what? Superman 4 is on the other side of it, I think.
Yep, at 1.6. And it's still below Fantastic Four from 1994.
Yeah, because I would watch that again over this.
And that was a bad, shitty quality on YouTube.
Dude, yeah, and it was still better than this.
Yeah.
The weird thing is Shaq looks way older in Kazam than he does in Steel. He looks like a baby in Steel, but Steel
he's
came
1,000 years old
after.
because he was in a lamp for.
No, but he looks. I mean, yeah, but also like he just.
I'll take it.
I don't know. He looks older. I mean, he looks a lot more muscular too. Like he bulked
Well,
up
and I'm
for
wondering
Kazam.
Well, he may not have bulked up. He may have. 95, was that like prime NBA career, or was that?
It would have been, yeah.
I don't know.
Anyhow,
it's a 96 movie, so it's not even.
He looks like Bible Man. That's who he looks like. Oh, it's been driving me nuts. Steel looks like Bible Man.
Did you say
Bible Man is?
Gotcha.
Bible Man?
Okay.
Can you send that link?
Bible Man. Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling him up right now.
Oh yeah, I know. I know Bible Man. Sadly.
Is this a superhero?
Yeah.
He's a superhero that the Bush when super hero shows were or superhero movies were becoming like super big, and then like conservative Christians wanted to like jump on that, and they created Bible Man.
It was a direct-to-video Australian Christian channel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
They had lightsabers and his armor was like the armor of God, and
yeah.
Oh, so you could punch holes in it with like a paper cup? Oh.
Yeah. The crazy part is there are so many adaptations of this. Honestly, I can't remember who the actor is in it now. But actually, legitimately,
kept this thing going. Shit.
His name is John. Oh no, Join Bible Man. No, hold on. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, he looks just like him. It's crazy.
It's uncanny. Like I think Bible Man actually owes Steel money for that.
Willie Ames
I think
played
Steel
Bible Man.
Owes Bible Man money for that because Steel came out.
Yeah, it started in 1995.
Oh damn. Yeah.
This is like when Power Rangers used the suits from Starship Troopers in Lost Galaxy.
Yes.
Wild. Anyway,
100%. Yeah. So
fun fact though, if you do find Bible Man action figures still on card, they go for a shit ton of money because they didn't make a lot of toys. So like actually super like expensive for whatever reason. I don't know.
Just cause, I guess.
Yeah, just because they existed, pretty much.
All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our Steel rant. Not as bad as I thought.
Cock hammer jokes.
Wait till you go back and re-edit this, Joey. I think you just blacked out. Is all.
I probably did. I'll be honest. It's what it is.
There were a couple times where I'm pretty sure I saw his eyes glaze over, so it's a good possibility. Like he would sit there and he'd just be like,
"Only a couple."
Well, only a couple I noticed.
That's fair. Well, you guys did a lot of talking, which I had assumed you guys would. So, and we all. Oh, you know what? I think we should hit up the Discord because I think a few people actually did respond. You can hit that Discord by going to
patreon.com/professional casual. As little as $1 get access to the Discord, or go ahead and give us $3.01. If you do that, you'll get additional content produced by the boys here and potentially me. We're figuring some stuff out. We're trying to get it to do, but that money goes directly into the pockets of the Professional Casual Network, helping them out. They have a bunch of stuff that they're doing over there. $10, you get all the live plays and exclusive content, which is the way to go if you're going to invest your money. Do it. Help them out. Help out this upstart. They are making like huge waves in the gaming community, especially in tabletop wargaming right now and Marvel Crisis Protocol. So check it out. Go over patreon.com/professional casual or head over to our twitch.tv/professional casual network. Give us a sub over there. You can also get access to the Discord. The Discord is the place to be if you want to be a part of it. Joe,
why is it so hot when Chuck does that? I don't understand. Like as soon as he starts, it's just like, damn.
I black out during most of it, and I have no idea what I
I will fully admit it's one of the things I'm happy about Chuck being on the show for, because I could never like spout it out like that. Just saying. But over at Discord,
yeah, we sound like JB when we do it. So
Pony Danza wrote, "It's no Kazam, but it's a movie you can watch." I would definitely flip that because I definitely think this is better than Kazam.
I think that I don't think this is actually a movie. I don't think this is actually a movie you could watch.
Kazam
so
knows that it's
Tony actually might be wrong this time.
Anyway, you both haven't watched Kazam in a long time. I watched it recently.
That's fair.
The other
but
day.
You also gave this a 3, so I don't know if we can trust your judgment.
That's
anymore.
why anyway. He also says, Pony Danza also says, if this isn't loaded with hard as steel phallic metaphors, you guys are fucking up. Which we got a couple in there.
I mean, hey, look,
we did.
We got a couple of. See, we couldn't make those metaphors though because in this movie, Steel was a fucking misogynistic, consent breaker. So
yeah,
I didn't feel comfortable making phallic jokes about it because we knew he was giving the fucking hammer to Sparky against her will.
But by the end of it, she definitely was all for it. So
yeah, that's what it's called. Stockholm syndrome. Okay,
there you go. Speaks with Wind said it certainly is a movie that was made. Yep. Bunk 283 asked, "Is this a straight to video movie adaptation of Shaq Fu?" And then Speaks responds with, "It's a comic book adaptation," air quotes, "of one of the Supermen that took over for him when he died. Only it's nothing like the comic book version at all, except for the name, and it's pretty terrible." So,
wow, why did we even make the show when we could have just had Speaks with Wind? We could have just 100%. Read that and been done with it. What's that?
Because that's not what they come for, Ron. They come for
that's true. They come for Chuck's voice.
That's true. They come for me just unbelievably coming unhinged.
Disappointing Charles
things that Joe Janero.
Get ready for the absolute closest thing to a big Chuck Heater shit rant because Janero is dead to me again after this. So yeah. And I respond with the "so you're having fun, huh?" gif. Yeah, no, that's look, and I know
I worry in asking you what we're gonna do next.
Toxic Avenger.
So Toxic Avenger is next. That's our next film on the what's the baseball term? Whatever.
Up to bat?
On deck?
On deck. There we go.
On deck.
I don't do baseball.
We know the sport.
It's like an upper decker. It's like where you shit in the top of it.
But the thing is, Chuck, like you said that earlier when you were talking about it, that they knew what they were making. They knew going into that movie.
They literally named their show Trauma. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a trauma production. Like those movies aren't made to. I mean, well, Lord Kaufman definitely was trying to have them be legitimate, but it is what it is. The creator of the Trauma films. Lord
Wait, that dude was seriously trying to make serious films?
I believe so. I think early on.
Oh, okay. So he changed his mind afterwards.
I think so. Like he's no like Mel Brooks, where Mel Brooks is going in being satire from start to finish. But I do believe that in his first few goes at it, we're trying to be like a legit competitor, and then it wasn't what he thought. But it still were like good fun movies. Like we'll see when we get Toxic Avenger. That's a movie I haven't seen in like 30 years. I haven't seen a movie in
I
forever.
haven't seen it since it was on Hulu when Hulu was still free.
When the fuck was Hulu free?
Like
Used to be.
a long time ago, yeah.
It's never been okay.
You used to be able to watch it for free with commercials.
Yeah, like you used to be able to get on, like it was just Hulu.com and you could get on there and it had like a bunch of movies and shit. It was shortly after Netflix came out.
Don't remember that. Okay. But that being said, let's where can everybody find you guys? Chuck, let's start with you.
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Kicked Out of the Hood, no Ian Kicked. You can follow my hobby TikTok where I talk about pretty much just Magic the Gathering at this point at Kicked Out of the Hobby, no Ian Kicked. And you can follow my new, yet another TikTok that I created where I do some stuff about my teaching and culinary stuff. And I'm going to start doing like TikTok reviews of people making stuff on there at Kicked Out of the Kitchen. No Ian Kicked. But head over to either TikTok or Instagram. Let me know that you're from the show, and I'll add you to the ever-growing new favorite like inner circle that I've created between like myself, Pony Danza, Ron, Will, a couple other people, where our friendship has just now boiled down to us sending reels of just people getting hurt. That's all it is. It's just people getting hurt and car accidents that people definitely didn't survive.
That dude on the bike
he
today
ate the rail?
Dude, like the rail ate him. Like there was nothing left of his face. There's no fucking way.
The thing is like I used to react being like, oh my god, this is like, and it would like affect me. And now I've become so desensitized from it because I get easily 147 of them a day from different people, sometimes same one, that I'll just go, oh, that probably hurt. That's it now. Like I mean, some of the most graphic things I've ever seen, bones being snapped in half. I watched one today, somebody, I think it was Pony, sent me, where the dude was doing push-ups and he had weights on his back and they like fell off his back and landed on his finger, and his finger was just crushed in from the weight. It's like, oh, that's broken. And I'm just like, oof, that's awful. Yeah, that's join the fun. And every once in a while we'll send each other hot girls.
That's
Ron
true.
and I specifically. Yeah, pretty much just trying.
Even those hot chicks, they're kicking each other in the face. That was still pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, right? Did I send you the Russian ass slapping competition?
No, you have not, but you need to.
Okay, I'll send that to you. No worries.
Joey wants it on it too. I saw his face.
What? How come I'm not in this group?
Because you never respond.
That's not true. I said you shit on Instagram all the time.
Don't send him anything on TikTok because he doesn't respond to TikTok.
There you go. Yeah, I respond to TikTok.
That makes sense.
Ron, where can they find you?
Good at this game at all the places that Chuck mentioned, and probably more than that. But be careful what you look for. Hey-o.
Yeah. You guys can find this show on Twitter currently, but I don't know. Twitter is a monster right now. I don't even know if it's still around. But we are. If you can't find us, we're on Twitter at Comic Rundown, Instagram Comic Book Rundown. Email is comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice or on social media. We'll read them on an upcoming episode, which we do have a Chitty Chats coming up soon. So,
we do?
Well, I haven't scheduled it yet, but allegedly. we got to figure out somebody to record with on that one. Yeah, so rate and review. We have merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic, and our song was done by Cam from formerly Wreck My Podcast and formerly one half of the Sex Turtles. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. I still